Ugh. Oh my god. Is this working? Alright. Hey guys, what is up? I'm back. Oh my god. Okay, let's just get right into it, I guess. Today, I'm gonna be telling you guys how I got my hair to this silvery, white-ish color without it all falling out. So as you guys can see from my eyebrows and from my roots, I have naturally very dark brown hair. So getting to this light color was not an easy task. I wanted to kind of do it myself because I know that going to a hair salon can be very, very expensive, and I know that it's possible to do it yourself at home. Also, a lot of my friends at home are into hair dyeing, so I kind of had a general idea of what to do. So first things first, you have to bleach your hair. I'm talking like this is a tutorial. It's not a tutorial. So for step 1, bleach. So I'll show you what I have, what I used. This is the stuff that I used. I used Wella Color Charm Lightening Powder. I feel like you can use anything, like any brand, it doesn't exactly matter. I know that there's a really popular L'Oreal brand that's like Blue Lightning or something like that. It's a blue-based lightening powder. I don't know if there's like a difference between just a generic one like this and like a colored one, but this is the one that I went with because it was cheap on Amazon. And I also used 40 volume developer. So basically when you're mixing up the powder and the developer, you do 1 scoop of powder, 2 scoops of developer, or 2 scoops of powder, 4 scoops of developer. Like it's a 1-to-2 ratio, you know? Basically you mix that stuff up in a plastic bowl. You don't want to use a metal bowl because there's some sort of like weird chemical reaction that can happen. And then you put it in your hair. I put it in my hair when it was dry. I know that you're supposed to not wash your hair for a couple days before you do it. So that's what I did. Let it sit for 50 minutes and then wash it out with like lukewarm water, I guess, so you don't like burn your head. The first couple times that I did it, it came out orange because that's how bleaching works. So basically it goes from your natural hair color to like red to orange to yellow to very light yellow. And your goal is to get it to the very light yellow stage so that you can tone it and it'll look this color. And I got it there eventually, but it just took a lot of time and a lot of bleaches. I was about at a level 8 or 9 before I toned it, and it worked out fine for me. I'll insert a picture of like the chart that like says what the levels of hair are. So to get to that stage, I bleached it 2 times, and I bleach washed it 3 times. If you're planning on doing it, you have to space it out. You can't expect to go in 1 or 2 days from dark brown hair to platinum hair. That's not realistic. And if you try to, chances are you're gonna fry your scalp and you'll have like chemical burns. To avoid that, what you have to do is do it over stages. So if you have relatively short hair like mine, you can just go around wearing hats, which is what I did. It took about 2.5 weeks to get to a level 8 or 9. My schedule for what I did was I did my first bleach. The next morning I did another bleach. Same exact thing. A whole 50 minutes, 40 volume developer. That was not a good idea. That really burned my scalp when I did that. Would not recommend. Also, I don't know if I just did it the wrong way, but between the first and the second bleach, I really did not notice any difference in my level at all. Like, literally at all. So after that, I tried to tone. Here, I'll show you. I have like a box of it. I tried using this, which is the T18 toner, which is what I ended up eventually using. But at that point, my hair was orange. T18 is a purple-based toner, and I was at maybe like a level 6 at that point. It was not to a level where a toner would even do anything, let alone a purple toner. I should have used, if anything, a blue-based toner because blue is the opposite of orange, and purple is the opposite of yellow. If you're going to use T18, your hair has to be very light yellow for it to do anything, if that makes sense. So, a little bit of time passed, I waited like 5 days, and then I did my first bleach wash. If you're wondering what that is, it's basically the same thing. You mix up the powder and the developer. This time, you also add in some shampoo. I don't really know why, but it works, and it's way less damaging on your hair, and you leave it on for the same amount of time. At least I did. I think you're supposed to leave it on for a little bit less time, but you know, I wanted the most lift. So I did my first bleach wash, waited a couple days, waited like 3 days I want to say, did another bleach wash, waited a couple days, did another bleach wash, and then my hair was finally the right color. And I was like, okay, time to tone. I used T18, like I was saying, and I left it on for about 10 minutes, I'm gonna say. But it comes in this cute little fun bottle. You mix it with 20 volume developer. I think you do 1 part toner, 2 parts developer, and then you put that into, at least I put it into my damp hair, and I let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then I washed it out. And then I had pretty much silver hair. Now, something that I did notice while I was doing all of this is that after my final bleach wash, I noticed that some parts of my hair were different colors than other parts of my hair, especially this very front section of like my bangs, and also like behind my ears were still pretty orange, while the rest of my head was basically a level 10. There was a section like right here by my sideburn which was like literally white, and I didn't even have to tone it. It was just white after all the bleaches, and I was like, what do I do? It's uneven. So after toning, it did get most of my head to a pretty neutral, very light gray silver color, but there were some parts of my hair, like the white part right here, that basically just turned purple because the hair was already white, so putting purple on top of it made it a little bit purple. The thing with toner is it doesn't matter if you go like a little bit overboard with it because it washes out really easily. But if you ever get your hair to this stage and you want to maintain it like this color, do not wash it every day. That's not something that you should be doing with your hair anyway. I wash my hair maybe every other day or every third day. And if you are going to wash it, you should use purple shampoo. I use Clairol Shimmer Lights is what it's called. Sometimes what I do if I notice like my front section, like my front bang section, if it's looking a little bit like dingy yellow, I literally just put some Shimmer Light shampoo in it, like just on my dry hair, and I leave it in for like 5 or 10 minutes, then I rinse it off, and then it's basically just doing the same thing as the toner. Once your hair starts to grow back in and you want to do your roots, then that's where the hard part comes in, because you have to do the whole process again just on your roots. And if you have pretty short hair like I do, then that's going to be super hard to get like just your roots, if that makes sense, because then you have to like move your hair aside, but it's so short that it just like wants to go back to where it was originally. So I don't really know exactly what I'm going to be doing when I get to that stage, when it's like my roots are super long and I want to redo them. But, I mean, I guess I'm just going to cross that bridge when I get to it. Hey, so I don't really know what I'm going to do. I don't really know what I'm going to do there. Also, one last tip that you can try if you want to, if you're going to do this. While I was doing this, I had pretty damaged hair, so what I did was I used some coconut oil on my hair before I did like the bleach baths and everything. Also, if your hair is just feeling really damaged one day, you can just sleep with some coconut oil in your hair, and that should help to make it more moisturized and stuff and make it feel less like crunchy and gross. Also, be mindful of split ends because you're gonna get split ends. So if you're going to do this, I would probably wait until your hair is slightly longer than you want it to be. Like, don't get a haircut before you do this, because then at the very end, after you're done, then you can cut off your split ends, and then it'll be an appropriate length and an appropriate color. I'm gonna link all the products that I used in the description. I bought everything on Amazon. So yeah, overall that's pretty much everything that I did to get my hair to the state that it's currently at, and also how I maintain it so it doesn't look too yellow or too dry and crunchy. And I hope you guys found this video at least somewhat informational or helpful. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in a couple days with a brand new video.